Hey y'all, let me talk to you about something. My name is Jarrell Brackett, also known as Coach Claymore in pro wrestling circles. Otherwise, we're here because this is the Fight Church podcast. This is our first episode within the ring, and I want to say welcome to you guys. We're at the PWX Community Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 2125 Beacon Street in McKeesport. I want to introduce y'all to Accurate Ammon Wells, the co-host of this wonderful podcast.
What's up, y'all? My name is Accurate Ammon Wells. I am from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm here to train and coach. I am a Muay Thai, MMA, and boxing athlete. I love strength and conditioning, love sharpening the mind, strengthening the mind, building people up, and seeing people become better, stronger creatures as a whole and as individuals. And that's what I'm about. I love Fight Church, love God, and we're here to do this thing.
On my end, I am a boxing coach, and I've been training pro wrestling for probably about 4 or 5 years, and I'm finally getting to the point where I can start being an indie pro wrestler. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm 60 wins and 15 losses as an amateur boxer. I won Golden Gloves in the state of Michigan and in the state of Pennsylvania. I won national championships in 2014, 15, and 16. I led a team of people to victory using the Olivet College boxing team. We had over 15 national champions that year, and actually all 3 of the years that I worked with them. I've been training and coaching people for years in Pittsburgh and Michigan, and I've sat as the fighter representative for the state of Pennsylvania and also for the state of Michigan as well. I love combat. Combat is what I do every day. I love fighting, and I want to talk to everybody about it here. Is God pleased with modern milquetoast men? We had strong men in the Bible. These flawed heroes led millions of people, managing to write such beautiful books such as the Song of Solomon, Psalms, and Proverbs. In my opinion, we are in an age where these men cannot even take an insult. When the shadow of this man comes out, he uses what social power he has to exact revenge, engage in gossip, or use the police as a... Is God pleased with modern milquetoast men? Amen?
I do not believe so. God wants men to be warriors, to be strong and capable.
I actually agree with that. I want men to be strong and capable, but I believe that the very version of God that is present inside of me wants the same thing. I've never understood how men could become weak and passive. And it's not the idea of being like women, it's just the idea of being weak and passive in the first place. I mean, you have, in this time period where we have all the resources in the world to become large and strong and understand how to do it. We understand how to eat the right things. We understand how to drink the right things. We understand how to do everything we can to be big and strong like we wanted to be when we were young. And then somehow we get to being older, and I understand the world beats you down, but that doesn't mean that you should retreat into yourself and just be safe. I wonder how many of these guys have ever put something on the line or lost a match or done anything with any sort of risk. I understand risk assessment is a thing, but how many of you are becoming stronger men by putting yourselves at risk? Like, that's basically my point. My point is, where are these men becoming stronger? Are they becoming stronger at all? I don't think so.
Jarrell, I agree. As a whole, the majority of men are not strong, and society as a whole, we're weakened on purpose. Weak people are easier to control. So I think that's I know that that's a human thing that we have to fight first, and then we all have the inner battle, and men can be the most negative and have the worst attitude, and also we have the most important jobs. So it's most important that men get their stuff together and learn to be savage servants and to serve other people and take care of themselves so that they can be more beneficial to society and to their family, to themselves.
I'd rather have a savage servant only attitude than what's been going on. I really dislike it. I really dislike the fact that these people who I keep meeting, it feels like a lot of the men who are working for God, it seems as if the only thing that they really want is just to be married. And they're hoping that that will solve all their problems. So they fold into these quote unquote strong women, and then they allow themselves to be controlled by them. We see it over and over again in popular TV from America, and I'm not happy about this. I don't like a lot of the male role models that I've been given, and I don't like a lot of the male role models that are coming up now. I don't like this. It makes me want to retreat into my own little world because I'm dissatisfied with everything else that's going on. And it's frustrating to feel that way. Like, I understand that if you don't create the content, then the content won't exist. So I can't necessarily complain about it being a Hollywood problem if people like me aren't making the things that would make someone else see that there's another point to it. Maybe the people that these people are around are all like this.
I agree with you, brother. Again, I know that knowledge is power. It's cliche. We grew up hearing it, but it's true. We all know that we're capable of more. It's locked inside of our genetic code that we're supposed to hunt, we're supposed to chase, we're supposed to be animalistic. We're not supposed to be passive and docile. Especially men designed to be strong and hungry and challengers, champions. We're supposed to run after things and chase it. And most people aren't. Most people can't carry a weight across the room, and that's a problem for many, many reasons. It's problematic that the human race has gotten so weak, and I think it's coming full force. This cycle of the seasons, the natural way of things is that we are coming back to where men like me and you will be strong no matter what. It's a choice. To be weak is a choice. To be strong is a choice, and it's all it does.
I think that there is something to be said about the arms and legs of God. Like, I've realized that all of us are supposed to play our own parts. Yeah. The hands and feet. We're all a piece of God here. I understand that all of us are doing our part, but I have a problem with the idea that all of us aren't working the hardest to become the best version of ourselves that we can be. And I'd like to use the parable of the sower of the seed as my example. The idea that when the sower walked out, he distributed grain on the ground by accident, and some of the grain fell on bad ground, and some of the grain got choked up, and some of the grain got eaten. I'm not talking about that grain. We've had many lessons on all those grains, so I'm not talking about that now. What I'm talking about is the grain that fell on good ground. Other Christians like myself, like Ammon, like anybody else. It said that some of it grew up and it was 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, 100 times. Like, I want to be the sort of grain that when I go into the ground and I grow out 100 times what has been put into me. I want to be amazing in every single thing that I do. I want for the fruit to bring forth something that remains and is able to go out and touch and help other people. I want to be great. And I want for everybody else who comes around me to know what it's like to put out 100 times what's been put into you. I want for people to look at you and to be happy that you have graced them with your presence because you are such an amazing person. I want you to be able to know what it's like to have that feeling, because I've watched students and pupils of mine go out and be amazing because of the fact that they were able to work hard and continue on what happened next. It's amazing. I loved it. I can't believe some of the things that I've seen because of the things that I've sowed and watched grow. But how can we hold guys like this accountable who will call the police if you even confront them in public, or will try and get your girlfriend to hate you because of the fact that they don't like you themselves? Like, these are the sort of, weak, spineless people that I'm encountering more and more in my daily life, and I don't like them. I don't like the fact that you can't confront people about what they've done wrong. I don't like the fact that these modern milquetoast men are a part of the everyday scheme of things, and I don't like the fact that you can't tell them that they're wrong. They retreat into these luxury places and do awful things to people, and then act like they've not done a wrong thing at all. They retreat into their own little world where they think that no one is here yelling at me and no one is telling me and checking me for what I've done, that I've not done anything wrong. I think that's the problem. I think that these people will get into positions of power and get into positions where they can go and help people like a coach, and then what they'll do is that they'll get into a position of power, and whenever you go and try and tell them that they've done something wrong or that they're wrong at all, instead of trying to change, what they'll do is they'll get mad at you and they'll try and ice you out and they'll try and destroy whatever you've got going on. And I've seen that and I've experienced it. I don't like that about these modern men without spines.
I believe that the weak men are just going to exist because why? The easy way is always what most people want. It's sad. People should be held to a higher standard, but we have to first hold ourselves to a higher standard. We have to hold ourselves accountable. They won't respect us or listen to us.
My name is Jarrell Brackett, and this is Ammon Wells.
Accurate Ammon Wells, savage stuff.
Ammon Wells. You can call me the Kryptonian, Jarrell Brackett. I'm also known as Coach Claymore for pro wrestling circles. This is the PWX Community Center at 2125 Beacon Street in McKeesport, Pennsylvania. I want to say thank you for watching Fight Church Podcast. Fight Church out.
Fight Church.